There once was a girl. Once upon a time there was a little girl who was born into a family where she just didn't fit. A father who was too into drugs and alcohol to even care or love. A mother who had given up when she became the father's victim. Siblings who teased her and gave her shit for being different and not like the others. As she grew, the girl began to see that there were monsters in the world. They lurked in the shadows, clinging to the darkness, feeding like parasites. Soon her natural smile faded and she was replaced by a mask, which she wore to disguise the things that happened behind closed doors. Late at night, she would hide under the covers and try to block out the screams and tears of her mother, with stories she had built up in her head. Night after night she did this, and soon she began to paint her own life like the images in her mind, turning her terrible life into a lie. To hide the fact she was someone's punching bag, she put on a facade and began to paint her life like the one she wanted, and people believed she wasn't the broken little doll. This was the first time she lied. As she grew, she continued to keep the perfect love story going. It was her way of coping. Each day she would leave to school and she would live the fairy tale she created. The princess had gotten out of the castle and the evil warlock couldn't harm her. Though she dreaded the long walk home, playing in her mind what could happen once she got there. As she aged and moved into middle school, her home life got worse. It was a constant war and the girl had lost all hope. She was now receiving the brunt end of the anger and the red face range her father bestowed. Her storytelling became more of a will to survive and cope. Her parents, who were supposed to love and teach her the ways of the world, were now showing her that the world was a dark place and that the only way to survive was to become a victim. To learn to lie and spin tales of a life you wish you had to help you sleep at night. Escaping every day for a few hours only to return to a man who was supposed to keep you safe, reeking of alcohol and eyes the size of saucers. There he was every night, the devil who haunted her dreams. She learned to be a victim, to take it and just deal. To hide the busted lips and bruises and swollen faces. To wash her tear-stained face and just ignore the fact she was terrified for her life and had no way out. To keep herself centered with the tall tales. Her nights restless and short, waking to dreams, to violence or to the sounds of her mother's screams and yells echoing through the dark house, like a heartbreaking lullaby. The young damsel would always go to her mother's rescue, to sleep with a knife under your pillow because you're afraid to sleep at night, fearing you won't see the sunrise. She becomes an adult, and has settled herself into a relationship with a man just like her father. Except the man doesn't hit her physically, just emotionally, mentally, and on occasion sexually. She has become his victim. She has continued to lie to herself and the rest of the world, painting the picture a perfect life, though deep down inside she wants to die. Dying would be the best thing that could happen to her. It would take it all away. The young woman now is piling more years of abuse on top of the past years of abuse, and she's not being able to heal. She's not being able to mend herself to grow like she should. To learn things about the world, about life and love. The tiny things that most would know she hasn't learned. She spends her days fearful of fucking up and causing the man to outburst. Her life is filled with being called stupid and crazy, making her feel ugly, disgusting, and absolutely worthless. Nothing made it better but the mask she wore and the life she had spun to keep herself sane. She gained many issues and fear. She lost herself, only knowing his way of love, her parents' way of love. The world had no idea. She was screaming and screaming with all her lungs. Then no one came. It was after her lungs were filled with water and she was alone. She became what he made her. Seeing her once happy self now miserable, depressed, emotional waste of absolute space. The urge to die grew. Stuck in a deep hole with no way out, this is what she thought she deserved. She was worthless and not the best, ugly and disgusting, a piece of shit. Along the way, she turned to someone who she thought she could trust, someone she she thought would be good in her life. She was wrong. The young woman she had let in destroyed her. She helped mend the girl, but she too was an abuser, and she went through the same thing she had gone through her whole life. The girl had finally completely lost herself. She thought this was the way of life and all she would have, as it was all she had known. They had created the perfect victim, a product of everything she had went through and endured. Then she met the person who made her feel alive again. Though the girl had spent 27 years swallowing all the abuse, she did not know how to love and be loved. The woman who walked into her life made her feel loved and cared for, wanted and needed, though the girl, unable to truly express this because of the damage of her past, only did what she'd known. With this, she had still had the habit of spinning lies to keep herself from getting into trouble. She had become just like the people of her past, not knowing how to stop and just wanting to find herself. She spiraled out of control and devastating the woman. The girl was broken and in love, but unable to express it properly. Why had she been able to show the abuser's love, yet a woman who deserves it only showed it sometimes? Why did she become the devil she feared? And now she is on a journey to find herself again, and who she will now be without the abuse of the past, asking for forgiveness from the women and others she had wronged, one day hoping to make a relationship great again, like it was before, the scared and anxious of something new, to bring back the laughter and smiles, to not live with secrets or lies, to earn back all that was lost, to grow and learn all she should have, to be just herself again, to learn, and that's good enough. This is where my journey starts.